Oh, my Lord. Is this thing on, huh?
We are in business.
Is this thing on? I could never get enough volume. Make sure you pull that mic in real good. In case anybody's wondering, I don't know what's about to happen. We're running a completely new setup. We're live on Facebook. We got remote guests coming in here. It's a little bit of a free-for-all. So we hope everything goes smoothly. But if you hear us calling out some coaching advice, you'll know what's going on because somebody's screwing up, I'm sure.
What's the big news, though? The big news is...
What big news? What are we talking about?
We now have a podcast system.
We do. And we said, screw the Roadcaster, and we went with this Contract P8.
Absolutely.
And by
So
George
now
is good.
They need to sponsor us.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Canceled the order on the Roadcaster and got this other rig. Because Roadcaster was how far out?
What?
The lead time on the shipment?
September?
It was,
September 29th?
Yeah, it was way out there.
It was way out there.
And you got this thing in what, less than a week?
Yes.
In fact, 3 days.
There you go.
Yep.
Delivered this morning.
Yes, we did.
Much better.
We got, of course, we got the normal crew here. Kanan, can you hear me real good, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
We got you and Mariah over there in Indiana. I guess I might as well go ahead and do the introductions. They call him the fireman. Yes, that's his name. You got my brother John Sparks over there.
Are we going to keep on doing that?
Yes, indeed. That is. Thank you, George Strait. we got my wife, the redheaded wonder. This is Missy. She's here in West Virginia with us. Then we go over to Indiana. If angels drove cars, she'd still be upset. The road rage queen. Oh, dang it! I messed it up. The road rage queen, Mariah Heskett.
Yes.
If good luck could be measured in dollars, this man would be broke. The Honorable H.C. Heskett. The H.C. stands for Homeless Canaan. How you doing, bud?
Doing good, man.
Oh, that has got to be the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. That is awesome.
And also on the phone, we couldn't afford Larry Elder, so we got Byron on the show here. How you doing, Byron?
Howdy ho, Spartaninos.
He just said howdy ho.
Howdy ho, Ranger Joe.
Who you calling ho, dude?
Oh, and by the way, Larry Elder is running for governor of California now, so he's not going to be on radio for a while. No, and I spent my first ever donation to a political person ever.
You sent it to old Larry Elder.
Yes, I did.
The sad thing is,
Dude,
Byron, I think
that's awesome.
There's very few of us on this show that even know who Larry Elder is.
Yep. No clue. I have no clue.
I can just see
and that's
the question mark above Missy's head.
Believe it or not,
Missy,
I do know who he is.
Missy.
Yes.
Missy, just Google him. It's okay.
He's worth it. He's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is absolutely fantastic. I'm not a political person. I've said it many times. I don't get into politics a whole lot, but I do know who he is, and I really do like what he has to say.
Larry Elder is a cat's
Listen,
meow.
I can't get into politics. Politics is a blood sport.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm. They don't play. They chop your head off if you're not prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
It is true.
Yeah.
Kanan, you know who Larry Elder is, right?
Yes.
He's he can break down statistics like nobody I've ever really heard.
Absolutely.
Dude, you're so correct, man. That guy, man, he's like the memory that he has to have. I mean, goodness gracious.
And that's,
yeah.
That's
I mean,
exactly what we talked about. What was it, last podcast come out? I don't know. A couple podcasts we recorded ago where we got onto a little bit of political stuff, and I said, when it comes to people that's talking politics, that I like the facts.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be hit with the facts, and he does it.
Yeah.
He does it so well. He really does his research. So what he tells you is as good as the gospel.
Oh yeah.
Well, I won't put it that high, but
No
it's good as
word
gold.
salad, that's for sure. No word salad.
He's very straight.
Exactly.
He's very straight with what he
Yes.
says.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know who Larry Elder is,
Would you
but
Google
by
him?
his face. Yes, I
Nice.
Yes.
Way to
he was
use
on-
Google, Missy.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Way to use Google there, man.
I ended up seeing him on a news show. Was it Fox?
He's probably been on Fox. I think he has,
think
right?
so.
Probably on
Fox.
Fox. They won't let him on the CNN no more because he toe tagged them a couple times.
He toe tagged them suckers.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I like it. Hey, I got a hot take for you. I was thinking about this because I like to come up with. We like to start the show. Oh my lord! Let me try it again. We try it again.
Stammer.
We like to hit something light off the top. You know what I mean? That's what we've been doing. So I was sitting thinking about different ideas. Okay, just things that annoy me. Usually it's stuff that annoys me during the day, but there's so many things that annoy me that I then forget.
Oh yeah.
And I was I've been, you guys, most of us here, I don't know about Byron, we're huge fans of The Office. Byron, you watch The Office?
I'm sorry. I haven't watched one show. I know. Listen. I know.
One finger down. You have 10 chances to amaze us, and now you are losing chances.
I told you, Byron.
I'm a Simpsons guy. I'm sorry.
I told you, Byron, before the show that you didn't know what you was getting into.
I know.
We don't give nobody no breaks.
But go ahead with your reference.
Well, what I was saying, I honestly think that Pam is the worst person on the show. She
Now I'm
is.
going to Google who Pam is.
Oh man, dude,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, let me explain why.
Yeah.
She's not
enlighten
hot,
me-
that's for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Enlighten me into your decision.
Okay, so
Bro, well, okay, hold on. Let me first say this.
Oh,
John's always going to
it's
pick
Pam.
her because he don't got a girl to pick.
and his standards are low right now. So
Yeah, exactly.
Standards are
Exactly.
so low.
Pamela.
Pam and her Pam Pams.
Pam and her Pam.
Her Pam.
I knew that was
Okay.
tickle somebody's funny bone.
I see who Pam is.
Okay, now
I
we
would
got.
root. I would root against her. I don't
Did
root.
you Google her? Thank you.
Yes, I Googled her. Duh.
Okay. So
Dude, the
now,
attitude on this fella,
I
man.
tell you, this is exactly what this podcast needed. Need somebody to have a little bit bigger attitude than what Phil's got.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
Who would the hottest person be in the entire show?
Well, I'm not talking about hot. I'm talking,
I'm talking about women, like the woman in the show.
I don't know. It wasn't exactly a smoke show.
Well, it's just two.
No, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of attractive people
Oh,
in
The
that
Office.
show.
You talk about The Office.
In The
You talk
Office.
about The Office.
Well, here's why I think.
I gotta look at Woman in the Office now. Hold on.
Don't tell Julie. Don't tell Julie.
Don't you let Julie see
I
you
am
do
not
that, Byron.
All right, so go ahead and enlighten me as to why she is the worst person.
She's so.
Yes.
Okay, whenever Jim was after her, okay, she knew it.
Yes.
She would string him along, all this stuff. She'd flirt with him, all this, that, and the other. And then,
Yes.
he would be like, hey, I'm interested. And she'd shut him down. And she did this for years. This woman is heartless.
What seasons did you do this?
Seasons 1, 2, 3, and then
They got
finally
together in 4.
Well, but she was engaged to Roy.
Yeah, but why is she flirting
God.
with the other
Julie
guy?
is safe. Julie is safe. Julie is safe.
I agree. She acted way too loose
Yes, she did.
She did.
with Jim.
Yeah, because she was kissing him on different occasions, and
Yeah.
flirting with
Yes.
him. I'm
Yes, I
sorry if
remember
I
that.
acted like that with another man. I would really hope that my fiance / husband, whichever one it was, would be like, "Hey, there's a problem here."
Yeah. Well, and it's not even that. Remember how self-centered she was when she came home from the hospital after she had the baby, and Angela comes in and she'd made brownies for everybody, and Pam's like, you know what's better than brownies is cash, and she starts reaching her just so she can one up. And these are supposed to be the heroes of this show, and I cannot stand them.
That was sad.
Jim also annoys me.
So,
So bad.
if I had to pick, let's just say for a relationship, if I had to pick a woman, I'd go after Phyllis.
Ooh.
Because here's the
You
reason.
do like
here's,
those old chicks.
Here's the reason
Oh
why.
my gosh.
Here's the reason why. All right. So her husband now has business, Vance Refrigeration.
Yes.
Bob Vance.
Vance Refrigeration.
So, if she was available, it would mean she's gotten a divorce from him, and she had 50% of his business, baby.
You got the money. You're like that Trace.
Plus-
Was it? I'm going to marry for money with Trace Atkins.
Yes.
Yeah, because
You'll be so
plus-
dang
see,
rich.
you get
and
her.
then funny.
She has all that money,
Yep.
and then
Yes.
she's older. So
Yes.
whenever she falls in the grave, it's all mine.
But hey,
point. Go
but
ahead,
not just that. You know, she's a bigger woman, so I bet she can cook too.
That's very true.
That is
That's a
true.
good point.
Good point. Yes.
Well, you can never go wrong there. I mean,
You know who I think is like the best looking, like in the show, the whole show.
who?
I really like Amy Adams. I thought she was like the prettiest one in that entire show.
Who might that be?
She
The
was
redhead that dated Jim.
she was like season 2 or something like that.
Oh, the purse,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
purse
The purse
saleswoman.
girl.
Yeah, you remember her?
Yes.
Karen? She was good looking. She wasn't
Yes.
bad. She wasn't bad.
Yes, she was better than all of them for sure.
Careful how you say it, son. Careful how you say it.
Careful.
Hey, I'm being careful. I'm being careful.
She's all right. She's all right.
She was better than Pam though, for sure.
Oh,
No,
for sure.
Honestly, my favorite when
Her
it comes to the
Pams
look.
were better.
Her cats were better than her
There
Pam.
we go.
There we go. He went off the rails finally.
No,
I was waiting on.
if we was going by the looks, for sure, was it Aaron that replaced Pam
Oh,
as
yeah.
the receptionist?
Ah.
Okay.
That would be me. That would be the one I'd go out.
Okay. Now where did
I would
Karen
play with those
stand?
Pam Pams.
And there goes the face.
I'm just saying, what if girls made that kind of
Oh,
comment?
man.
Yes, Kana.
Well,
What if girls made that kind of comment?
Okay, now it's our turn. Okay, it's our turn.
Dude, you're doing it to me again, bro. You're doing it to me again. Oh, get it.
Oh my lord.
Okay, so now, like, who gets on your nerves the most guy-wise? Like, or whatever you want to say.
that's easy. Oh, that's easy. If we're talking
Who
the
is
show,
it? Who
we're
is
talking.
it?
It's Michael.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No.
100%.
No. No. You know who it is?
Who is it?
Andy. I can't stand Andy. Andy can go
I agree with
away,
that.
And like,
I definitely agree with that.
once Michael left, I was done with the show. Like, I did
I
not
did
like the
too.
show as much.
Yeah. Byron, I bet you're glad we asked you on to talk about a topic that you have no idea about.
No, you know what? I'm looking these people up as they go along, and it's just like I've seen them before, but it's just like, anybody on The Office, all I remember them as a meme. I
Yes.
use them as memes, but
There you go.
but other than that, I don't know. Maybe I should watch it sometime.
It's good. It's
I
good.
tell you,
It
it
is
is.
good.
It is really good.
You have to get past the first season and a half before you actually get into it.
I was just going to
Okay.
say that. I think you have to kind of force yourself to watch the first season, and once you get through it, then you
That's
get
how
to know the
Family Guy
characters.
is.
Family
That's how Family Guy is.
Oh, I like me some Pam.
Now we're
yeah.
talking.
I know,
Yeah.
but the first 2 seasons is hard. You got to go past the first 2, then it's hilarious.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
Yep. Yep.
absolutely.
You smell like warm cheese and milk. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Oh my!
I love it.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. Because before he got this new setup, we had to do all these sound effects on our own.
Yes.
So now having this,
Yep.
it makes it 10 times better.
Oh,
This
it
is
does.
awesome.
It makes it fun while we're just sitting there. It's
Yes,
awesome.
indeed. I meant to say this off the top of the show, and then we got on to talking about The Office. I want to say thank you to Anchor for sponsoring the show. If you go to anchor.fm, you can leave us a voice message like Byron has done, and we did play it on the show.
Woo woo.
You can also, if you decide, you can give us monthly support on there. Send your money, please. Send your money. And,
Right
Give me
now,
money,
we
give me
want to
money,
know.
give me money, give me money.
We will send you a stamped envelope to send us your money in.
Yes, if you pay for the
Yes.
stamp, of course. I also want to make sure to mention August the 7th. Oh, a band. We got a band name. We never mentioned
We
this on the
do.
last show.
Yes, that's true.
The New Virginia Order, baby. Woo!
Yeah!
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
New Virginia Order,
Nice.
which
But
is
it's actually Phil Sparks in the New Virginia Order because
no, we couldn't
Wrong.
get Phil Sparks to play in it. He
Wrong.
couldn't. He wasn't available.
wrong.
So
is
your
so
name's not going
wrong.
to be in it at all. Your name's not going to be in it at all.
I
Phil.
guess at least not for this first one. We're just building his New Virginia Order, and we will be on August the 7th in Philippi, West Virginia at Lurch Fest. So make sure to come and see us down there.
But Phil,
Yeah, man.
who made the band? Who made the band?
I did.
Yes, you
Okay.
did.
So therefore, your name should be on there. Listen,
Agreed.
if I could play the guitar and sing,
The guitar.
my name would definitely be on there. It'd be Byron effing Lavelle, okay?
Did you say
Yes.
your middle name was
Yes.
Evelyn or what?
No, he said Effin, Byron Effin.
Oh my God! Oh wow!
But I do
Oh,
like
man,
Byron
yes.
Evelyn too.
I
That's
tell
pretty
you
cool.
what,
Car
I would
crash.
play in that band.
Car crash, car crash.
Yes, I would love to be in that band.
You gotta know what button you're pressing before you press.
I'm still learning this darn thing, guys.
We need to put stickers on there for you
I
so
do need
you know
stickers
which
on
one
this.
to push.
little pictures because you can't read it.
Yeah. And for the car crash one, I'm just going to label it Byron Effin Lavelle right there on the button.
That's right.
Now that
Especially
will
if
be
I
your,
made the band,
that will
yeah.
be your
Yes.
handle from now on for the rest of the show.
We're happy to have old BF Lavelle right here on the show. By the way, this is the first time that we've had a guest host on the podcast.
That is true.
Byron, you should feel
Yes.
honored, my man.
I'm the first one.
You're the
You
first
are
guest
the first
host.
one. Yay! Where's your applause
That is
button?
awesome.
I know I got applause on there somewhere, but I don't remember which. But there we go. There it is. There, I found it.
Thank you.
I found it.
Thank,
Everybody, please stay
you.
seated. Stay seated.
Affirmative action takes control once again.
Affirmative action. Hey, we had to get a black guy on the show. That's the only way you can succeed.
The black person on the show.
Yes. Yeah. We needed that, those smooth vocals of old BF Lavelle.
Can you say Happy Valentine's Day?
I can't sing.
Yeah.
Hey Byron, can you say Happy Valentine's Day?
Say it in that real deep voice, man. We need.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We'll have to get him on the mic.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
This is
have to
an
do it
inside
with the
joke he
face.
doesn't even know
Yeah.
about. We'll
Okay.
have to.
Okay, so
I
you
didn't.
can tell him. Tell him.
Yeah. Well, there's this talk show host I listen to, and he's got a real deep voice. And Valentine's Day comes around, he tries to put some soul on it, and he'll be like, "Happy Valentine's Day."
And Mom Bev loves it. Every time she hears it, she dies laughing. So we need to get her a bass singer or something for her.
Yeah, we do. We need to get Mom somebody so we don't have to take care of her anymore.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh boy. Well, I hope Mom ain't listening tonight.
Right? I love Mom. I love you.
All right, we might as well go ahead and get into our topic that we were planning on doing in the first place. We've been dinking around here for how long?
17 minutes, 15 seconds.
I had a hold on a minute. Let me try this again.
All right, get your thoughts. Get your
Phil.
thoughts together, and then try it again. Back up and get another. Gear.
I was actually just doing a Joe Biden impression. That's what. Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay. A topic that has always been of interest to me ever since I was a little kid was paranormal stuff. And back then, we didn't know. We grew up sheltered in a holiness church. We never heard the term paranormal.
Right.
But we always, anytime somebody was talking about demons or ghosts or something like that, I'm there like, ooh, boy. I wanted to hear it. And there's some pretty good stories from back in the day. I mean, Kaden, you guys, did you have kind of the same thing growing up? It was always an interesting topic.
It was. I remember a lot of my mom's family. They would all be sitting around, telling stories of the past, the things that happened and stuff. And I mean, I was like you. I ate it up, man. I loved it.
Yeah, because it scared the living crap out of me, growing
Yes.
up. And
Yes.
things that you can't explain always pique my interest, anyways.
Yes.
So let's Miss, same thing with you?
Yeah.
I mean,
growing up,
you grew up on mission field, so you guys did hear a lot about it.
Yeah, growing up on the mission field, I think it was more prevalent for us because we knew a lot of witch doctors that were from around the area. We knew to stay away from them. Don't be accepting trinkets from them, little things like that, because you don't know what you're accepting into your home.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. And then if you had someone who came to church like acting strange, or just like demon possession and curses was something that was really popular in the third world country. So I knew about it more than what other people did.
When you have a bunch of people like that, it's never heard the gospel before.
Right.
They have no idea about, the way to Christ. So, a place like that, Satan's really going to try to move in on territory like that. So I can definitely see, that's what they'd end up going to. There's nothing else.
Mariah, were you the same way? Did you used to get scared out of your mind as a little kid?
I guess with...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I thought you said
No,
Byron.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Byron.
No. I was just saying, we didn't really do that type of stuff. I used to see, you would see on TV the group of guys that will go into like a 19th century old English house that was like creaking and stuff, and they would have their little high tech ghost catchers or what ghost sound things or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But there is. I heard there's demons or ghosts or whatever. It's something called a Howard House. It's in downtown Akron. We took a tour back in elementary school, field trip to the Howard House.
Wait, how do you say that again? It sounds like a really fancy way to pronounce whorehouse, if you ask me.
Where's this place at again?
It's HOWER, the Howard.
The Howard House.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
basically, horror, but spelled differently.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's a whore from West Virginia.
It's a horror house.
And all you hear stories about, it's still up there. It's still right in the University of Akron. And it's right there. And you hear so many stories about, how the people that used to live there are still there in spirit and stuff. And
yeah.
But other than that, that's about all because I really didn't get into that. That crazy stuff.
Mariah, what about you? Because you grew up conservative, holiness like us. Did you hear a lot of those stories bandied about too?
It looks like
what's
Leroy
up,
Lindell get Mariah back in the studio.
Mariah done wandered off.
I did wonder off.
All right, go ahead.
We thought a ghost had got you for a minute, Mariah.
She got scared.
Sorry, I had to go wipe my kid's butt.
Well, there you go.
See,
That's an important job.
That's too graphic for Facebook Live. Goodness.
They are going to censor this video now.
Yes, they are. They'll bleep out stuff. What was your question?
Well, as long as I don't have to go wipe my butt during this, that's all I'm worried about. Mariah, I was John's about to lose it. Mariah, what I was asking was, you grew up holiness like me and John, Miss, and Kanan did. Did you hear a lot of these stories in church and about demon possessed people and all that scary stuff growing up?
Not really, honestly. That wasn't really a thing that was talked about growing up.
So you guys were more normal? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's true.
She was so sheltered.
Pretty much.
So,
me and my sister would watch scaring movies.
You guys were sinful. You were compromisers.
Man, you were
No,
rebellious.
see?
Man,
Very sinful.
So she basically she's scarred.
Hashtag scared.
No. It's called.
There you go, Miss. There you go. Go ahead, Mariah.
No, you're good. That was pretty much it.
So I got a question. Did you all, growing up in the holiness movement and stuff, did you guys hear of them talk about
there being a demon for each, like almost like each sin.
Yes, oh boy, did I ever!
Absolutely.
We didn't always hear about it, but that infamous sex demon was always out there too.
That was always top of the list.
Yep.
Dude, if that was a demon I had, that was probably one of them.
I need prayer.
Oh my gosh. Oh my.
We love you, Kanan. Don't worry.
You know,
I know.
When it comes to church, growing up, about the only time I ever remember though, anything crazy happening, we was at Camp Gilead.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know where it's at.
Camp Gilead.
But we was there, and all I remember is there was a lady there that was demon possessed, and I just remember Dad grabbed me and Phil and was headed out the back door of the tabernacle with us, and they had her down. I don't remember if they was still on the pew or if they was on the altar with her at that point, but there were women sitting on her trying to hold her down while the rest of the women went up and anointed her and prayed for her and stuff.
Like actually sitting on her?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, of course, Dad's dragging us out. Of course, you know, I'm a nosy little kid. I'm like, ooh, what's going on back there? You know, and I can remember her thrashing, and there was women sitting on her trying to hold her down so she couldn't get away.
Whoa.
Yeah, but now that's honestly about the only time that I can recall ever, you know, having a run in with anything like that. Was that one time?
I do remember that account that you're talking about. That was spooky because
you know, I mean, of course, I was what, 3-4 years old, maybe.
Probably.
Wow, and it made that much of an impression that you remember.
Oh yeah, I've never
3
forgotten.
years old. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was probably 3 or 4 years old, so of course I don't remember anything really before that. So that was the first time, you know. But that's about the only thing that really stands out to me as being something that I had any kind of run in with. And we've had a couple other experiences that were questionable, but as far as being full on, you know, okay, this was a demonic or a ghost encounter, I don't really remember it.
While we're talking about this,
okay, go ahead.
I do know for a fact that Kanan has one heck of a story.
Yes,
from the Southeast Ohio.
There's a few people that do have some stories.
The youth camp down there, ain't that right, Kanan?
Oh my, yeah, it was crazy, dude.
Dude, I can remember when this happened, and I'll let Kanan get into it, but this was like the event of the year.
Yes.
Oh,
We
no,
were
this was the
asking
event of like the decade.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
we were repeatedly asking for the story.
We had that cabin at Clinton Camp, and I don't remember who all was there. We had, because Patrick was one that was really involved in it.
Yep.
And I remember there was a couple of the Grisers that was there.
I think they were.
Yeah.
Kanan was there. I don't know. There was a bunch of you know, we was all teenagers. Maybe some of them were early 20s.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Mom and Dad was there. You know, wasn't just a bunch of us, you know, kids hanging out. But I remember they was all, and everybody that was there, except maybe one or two, had been involved in like this story. Like they had all been at that camp around that time. True. And it was just crazy because you'd hear, you know, different sides of these different experiences.
Oh yeah.
And it was freaky. I don't know if I slept the rest of the camp meeting.
Oh, it was bad. It was real bad.
Do you want to tell your story?
Yeah, Kanan, how did this? So, kind of get us into this thing here, because this is a very in-depth story.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff went on.
There it is very in depth. So, starters, I think it was probably in the middle of the week. There were some strange things that had happened, but nothing too crazy. Like, this girl wouldn't touch a Bible. She wouldn't really make eye contact with, you know, too many people. Like, you know, just strange little things like that people had noticed. But I think it was in the middle of the week was when she actually went up to pray, and I actually remember seeing this. And I want to go on to say that a lot of the stuff that I didn't see, I'm probably a little bit of a skeptic, so I probably won't go into too much of what other people saw, but I can at least say, you know, what I saw.
Right. Go ahead.
So what I had saw was that I was sitting in church, and she actually went up to pray, and one of the older guys laid a Bible on her, like on her back, kind of like on her, whatever.
Yeah.
And she went to kicking and thrashing, sort of like what John was talking about with this other woman, at Camp Gilead.
So it was like a visible reaction to her having a Bible on her.
Oh my, yeah, dude. I have never seen it. It looked like somebody was like trying to like attack her, and she was trying to get away from it. It was the strangest thing. So she starts kicking and thrashing. Well, then they actually just started almost kind of like trying to get her calmed down, and that's when they started praying with her. And so they got to praying with her. And then another thing that I saw too was so strange was when they were praying with her, dude, a flock of them black crows actually came and stood. You know where that rampway came down there to that front door there? Yeah, they landed right there at that front door there. And I'll tell you what, dude, that was just it was the spookiest thing, man. And to make things worse, it was actually like kind of a rainstorm, so it was like really dark and just, dude, it was crazy, man. But wow, this girl, they would catch her numerous times. The dorm moms and stuff would catch her trying to sneak out of her room naked.
Oh,
and
good Lord.
Well, said, yeah. She would tell him. She would tell him. And when they would catch her, she would get kind of mean, and she would say, I gotta go down towards the boys' dorm. And I automatically said, well, come on down. Just joking. No, but so she was doing that. They said that she had, well, this is another thing that I saw too. They actually, towards the end of the camp, they were praying with her. They felt like that they got her, delivered or whatever. She had this purse that she carried around. And I remember I believe my mom was actually one of them that actually tripped over this purse. And Mom said that it felt like there was like a ton of bricks in this purse.
Really?
Ooh.
Yes. And so it was the strangest thing. I don't know what all she had in this purse.
When you say the purse was heavy, was it like unnaturally heavy? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. Somebody else said they tried to pick it up, and they said it was like they said it would have been a struggle to walk around with it.
Gee
like
whiz.
for a long period of time.
Wasn't she like a skinnier girl? She's not a big girl like me. She was a skinnier girl. So like to carry something big like that would be an issue.
Yes, exactly. Okay. She was actually very skinny. Yeah. So you're exactly right. So they said that you could lift it, but they said it would just been very uncomfortable to carry this on. Well, so they actually ended up burning the purse. Nothing that was inside of it, but they burnt the purse. And I remember actually seeing this purse. It was so weird that it was burnt, but it looked like it had never been touched by fire until they picked it up, and then it just crumbled to ashes. It was the strangest thing.
That's weird.
Oh, you actually saw that?
Yes, I actually saw that part there.
Now, I remember, wasn't there an instance, too, where she was there were some guys that decided to like stay out in a van that night.
Hey, what happened with the van story?
Before we go on with it, because like I said, most of this is Patrick's story. And Patrick, if you ever end up listening to this podcast or something, if we get something wrong, I apologize, because I know this was a traumatic thing. We're not making fun of it.
Oh yeah.
So like we know this is mostly his story. I had nothing to do with it. I never was at the camp during his time.
Well, but you're absolutely right. Patrick did have a lot in this. I mean, he saw a lot of this stuff firsthand. I think, believe it or not, I believe she actually liked Patrick and was actually talking to him some.
Was she like one of those girls that were traveling to camps and singing and like for a choir too? A BMI girl?
She was actually,
or not BMI.
She was actually going to GBS.
Okay.
And I remember there were some people around the camp that actually called the leaders of GBS, and they said, how have you had this girl in your school for 2 to 3 years and not realize that she would never touch a Bible?
That is strange.
They said, we did think that was strange, but they didn't really know what to do about it. So, whatever.
Wow.
And so it was definitely weird.
I didn't realize she was a GBS girl.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's something.
This wasn't some random heathen off a street somewhere.
Well, see,
No.
that's,
Yeah, I thought it was
No.
like one of the bus kids.
that's
No,
what I
no.
thought
What's
too.
GPS
because-
stand for?
God's
GPS
Bible School.
God's Bible School.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's in Ohio somewhere, right?
God's best sinners.
Cincinnati.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
We're
kidding.
gonna get a lot of content.
No, hey, I am going to be. I'll go on record to say I actually do like GBS. They seem like a really good school.
Good, nice save, bud. Nice save.
Yeah, you're covering
Hey,
your butt,
you got to
okay?
do what
Just
you
stop
got to
it.
do. You know what I'm saying?
How's the football team this year?
I tell you, the entire time after I've heard this, and for however many years it's been since I first heard this story, I honestly thought that she was just some girl that your dad had went and got, because I remember how good he was at going out to the inner city and all this stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
would get all these young kids. It was amazing how many kids he'd bring in.
Would you like to be on Hillbilly Broadcast? Of course you would. Who wouldn't? If you find yourself in that category of people, please feel free to go to anchor.fm/Phil Sparks and send us a voice message, and we will play it on the show. You say, I'm more of an email guy or gal. Don't worry, we got you covered. Send an email to hillbillybroadcast@aol.com. You say, I don't like either of those options. I'm a Facebook-only individual. That's fine. Look us up on Facebook at Hillbilly Broadcast and send us something on Messenger. Well, you ask, Phil, what if I want to go the extra mile and I want to support you all? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because that is very, very easy. Go back to the first website I told you about, anchor.fm/Phil Sparks, and you can support us on a monthly basis if you so choose. We love our audience, we love audience interaction, and we will read your messages or play them on the air.
But I honestly thought that she was just, one of them that he went and brought in there. I had no idea until about 2 or maybe 3 days ago. Phil had mentioned something about she was a GBS girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wasn't just no random heathen. She was a GBS girl, and
Wow.
and whatever. So, and then she got convicted, of course, and then ended up going to the altar on her own account, or on her own, terms. And then that's when all of this started breaking loose. And then you were talking about the van.
Yeah.
So that wasn't I wasn't there for that, because I was actually pretty young. I mean, I was staying in the boys' dorm, but I wasn't really old enough to run with that group of guys yet. But I do know the story. I mean, if you want me to at least tell the story.
Yeah, go ahead. I think you probably know it better than I do. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, mind you, they could have all been drinking or something and seeing what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
But no, but anyway, so what they said is there was actually 2 different times when they were sleeping in this van. That the first night, how that building works. There was a back door, and then you could walk around through the building and then go to the front door.
Right.
Okay, well,
Bottom building?
yeah, at the bottom building,
Okay.
yes. So they said that one night they actually heard to be what sounded like somebody dragging their feet through that building.
Holy cow.
And they said it was extremely loud, to like where you could hear it. And they said when you opened up the door on the van, they said you could hear it even more. Like it was, and they said that actually I think went on a couple of nights.
Dude,
of stuff like that.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous right now, dude.
I'm just in my head picturing this, and let me tell you, that needs to be a movie.
Oh yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
100%.
I think the one that gives me the weirdest chills though is the next one.
Okay.
The next night they were sleeping in the van. Something woke them up. There was some noise or whatever that woke them all up. That was another thing, is it woke all the guys up at the same time. They all kind of snapped to. They look out the window of the van, and they're looking towards that back hill behind the bottom building, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay. They said that some creature, they said it was an animal that they had never seen before, was crawling kind of like on its belly.
Oh, Lord.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, where's your Bible?
Oh,
Yes,
my
get
God.
it out. Get it.
And And one of the guys that was in the van, he looked over at the other boy and he said, "I have hunted all my life." He said, "In Ohio and in West Virginia," he said, "I have never seen anything look like that. I have no idea what that is."
Yep.
And the strangest thing is it was brown on top and black on the bottom, and that was the kind of clothing she was wearing the next day.
Let me tell you something. I would have been off that camp so fast. I'd have dug trenches with the tires and my feet running to the car. There's no way I could have stood around that.
I'd have been left.
Not to cut you off there,
exactly.
Kanan, but I remember too, in that story, there was a piece of money. I don't remember what, like how much money it was. That girl had give Patrick, a piece of paper money, and when they was seeing this thing crawling at him, wasn't it the head of a dog and like the body of a human, something like that?
I do remember something about that.
They said that's about how they described it as how it looked.
And then they said that, of course it freaked them all out. Well, Patrick, didn't he grab this money out of his pocket and chuck it out the window, and then that creature disappeared?
I think so. That does sound right. Man, it's been so long ago, man. Been so long ago. But that sounds right. But again, like I said, man, even today I'm a very skeptical person.
Oh yeah.
And
there's a lot of things I am too.
So I never got to see this for myself, so who knows if things got exaggerated or whatever. But that's what the story they told us. But I will say, from what I had seen, from myself, it made you sit very uneasy. It wasn't a good feeling at all.
That is so strange. So strange.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
they also said, now, brother, I don't think you'd mind us telling his name, Chuck Beatty. He was our security guard that year, and he said that it was like 2:00 in the morning, and he was riding around on his golf cart and ran up on some guys that had makeup on, about like Kiss.
I remember this now.
Yeah,
I'd forgot all about that.
And I'll tell you what, I did not listen to Kiss for a long time after that.
I don't listen to Kiss as it is, I don't think. Do I listen? I don't think I do. That's weird.
Well, I won't
Kiss.
confirm or deny.
Yeah.
Byron, surely you know who Kiss is. Don't tell me.
I know who Kiss is. I know who Kiss is.
I think Byron F. and Lavelle open for Kiss.
Old BF.
I probably did.
Well, and where your camp was, Kanan, what time of the night did they say this was?
When they saw the rock band Kiss.
Yes. Yeah, when Gene Simmons walked up to Chuck Beatty.
Turns out they were doing a concert down in Athens.
Your dad had him scheduled for Afterglow.
Yes. Let me tell you, best Afterglow ever.
Yeah, Chuck run him off. How dare you, Chuck?
I can't believe you, Chuck. I think he said somewhere like 2:00, something like that, 1 or 2, somewhere in that area.
And for people, especially to be dressed up weird like that, to be walking around on your campground at 2 in the morning, it's not like you're right in the middle of the city. You're not. Your campground was it's in a residential area, but it's like on the outside of a residential area.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
you got woods and stuff around you.
And dude, I have never seen anybody dressed like that walking around that area. I just haven't.
Now that was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's strange. I completely forgot about that part.
Yeah, a lot of strange things, man. A lot of strange.
I would just like to know why there's a bunch of guys just sitting in a van.
Down by the river.
Well,
There you are, John.
Oh man,
that's a good point.
That's what Byron was wondering the whole time.
Nobody pointed this out.
Yeah.
No.
What kind of camp was this?
So
camp lover. I got my first car wreck tonight.
Yeah.
Got your car wreck, dude.
Celebration.
We've got at least 3 already.
Yeah.
So after camp was over, wouldn't there something to do with after everybody had left? You know, of course, there's still a few people that, you know, the youth that would be waiting on their parents or whatnot. Wouldn't there also something to do with a girl that took a picture of herself, took a selfie in the mirror in that dorm room, and there was something over her shoulder? Wasn't there something about that?
Yes, I remember this.
Yes, dude. There was another figure in.
Oh my gosh!
There was either a figure or maybe it was the girl herself standing right next to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
This must have been before my time.
It was. I forgot all about that, guys. That was extremely freaky.
Did you see that picture?
Didn't you have that picture at one time? Someone had that picture at one time.
I remember seeing it myself.
I saw it too.
I don't remember ever seeing it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. No, I didn't get to really look it over because, of course, they're like, "Hey, look, I got the picture," and I'm like, "I'm going to the altar."
Yes.
They were like trying to keep it undercover, like they didn't want a lot of people talking about it because I'm sorry, like who wants it to go around that your kids are like possessed at your church camp? I mean, like seriously, no one wants that to be out there.
Well, and Kanan, didn't you guys have some like residual effects, some stuff that hung around after that was all over with?
I can't really remember exactly right offhand.
Because I remember you talking about a wheelchair coming rolling into the room where you guys were that time.
Oh my!
Actually, I think that was actually during camp, my man.
Oh, was it really?
I think so.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
And I willingly went to that camp.
I tell you what.
Yeah, what was wrong with that?
There wouldn't have been no team of horses on this earth. Could have held me back in that wheelchair.
I'll tell you what.
If I didn't know Jesus was with me, like, I would not be there.
Oh, yeah.
I really would not.
That was a pretty fun camp though, for sure. Back in the
seriously,
day.
I agree. But if you are going to a place that's like bad things have happened, don't you want Jesus with you?
Oh, absolutely.
But like we had talked, I think we hit on this in another podcast. Like you guys did that canoe trip every year up there, and there was always like a volleyball games going on. Or I remember 2 or 3 times that one day y'all was out there playing baseball and stuff like it. It was a blast to get that.
It was a good camp.
It was a lot of. Dude, that's the camp that we left. We all, the 3 of us, left together and went down to Fort Ashford.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Didn't you go up there with the praise committee?
Yeah, we went up there and sung.
And y'all sung and stuff, and then I think we only stayed one night, didn't we? Then we left this morning.
I think so. And then me and Missy went back once or twice after that.
I went up there once with you too.
Okay, because that was. Can you remember you ran that camp for I think for what, a year?
Yeah. I helped. I scheduled the singers and the evangelists and the cooks, things like that.
I forgot you did that.
Yeah,
that was such a stressful time. I remember that.
It was, and it was so boring because I had to hold to a higher standard, unfortunately.
And Kanan doesn't have much of a standard to hold to.
Yeah, right.
No, I really don't. I really
Not
don't.
anymore.
He left that long time ago.
I think was that the year that I ended up shooting that kid in the neck with that airsoft gun?
No, that was when we was up there singing. That was before you took over. You had changed your ways by then.
That was
like
right.
the year before.
Okay, I changed my ways.
Wasn't that the year before when you and Mariah were off in the woods somewhere?
Oh my
What?
Lord!
Oh, hey! This is a live show.
I'm
This
kidding.
is family friendly.
It is family friendly. You're my family.
You don't know how hard I'm straining to not say something that's going to get me in trouble because I can't edit it.
But yes,
Phil's
we
face
were
is
in a
blood
field.
red right now. There's steam coming out of his ears.
I'm starting to bust blood vessels in my eyes trying to hold back on some things.
But yes, to answer your question, we were in a field doing some inappropriate things.
I did not say that. You guys added that. You guys could have been picking daisies for all I cared. Instead, you're saying
Is that what they call it out there, picking daisies? We better get back. Let's just do a real hard turn.
Byron, I got a question. Director, right at Byron. So,
Yes.
you know how just there's stupid stuff sometimes that'll just scare you. Something random that you knew was there, or just something stupid, like a car horn or something. So my question to you is, what is the dumbest thing that has ever scared you the most?
Probably. Okay. Usually, where I used to live this in Akron, Ohio, and there would be like spots where if there was no, because the house was old, so it creaked. So if the floor didn't creak, you didn't see somebody coming, it would scare you to death. And one of my times where I got scared for something stupid was, I'm thinking that, what is that noise? And thinking, next thing you know, my mom's around the corner, and I just don't get scared that bad. And I just shrieked like a schoolgirl.
Did you say you would weep? Did he say he would weep?
Shrieked.
Oh,
Shrieked.
Yeah.
Either one was pretty good. Weep or shriek.
Wow.
So,
Wait, I thought you said streak.
He streaked like a schoolgirl.
yeah.
He streaked like a schoolgirl.
Oh, wow.
You cheerleader, you.
What
My gosh, Mariah coming to the front with that one. Good Lord. Streaked like a schoolgirl. Boy.
Where do I go to the school at?
Dude, I feel like we're breaking the law by even saying that.
Hail Mary, full of grace, forgive me for this.
Yeah, Hail Mary.
When was your last confession?
Last podcast was my last confession.
Byron, you told me
Yes.
when I got a hold of you and told you what the topic was for today's show, that you had some kind of a story about an angel or something like that.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I could tell you, but it happened to me. The one that could really tell you is Julie. She can give you the full detail. So,
Oh, really?
it happened on our honeymoon.
Ooh.
Oh,
And
that's a good sign. You
Yeah.
seeing angels on the old honeymoon, man.
Hey,
Mm.
angels flying too close to the ground.
I was
Eddie.
singing that song. What is it?
What? What is the name of that song?
Let's get it on.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get it on.
I've been really trying, baby. So you seen an angel on your honeymoon?
I didn't see it. What happened was I was at the hotel in the pool, and I was swimming. And usually I'm not a very good swimmer,
Mm-hmm.
so usually I only go as far as 6 feet. Well, I decided to swim, and I tried to touch, and I couldn't touch because I think I was right around 7 feet, and I kind of panicked. And I really did panic because I couldn't touch it, and I was nowhere near the end, so I could just reach. Because
Yeah.
usually I can just reach. And so I was panicking, and Julie's trying to calm me down. I'm still panicking, and she just yells out, "Help!" like real loud. 'Cause you know how Julie's voice is. Julie's voice is loud.
Yeah, she got powerful voice. Yeah.
She very powerful voice. So all of a sudden, I get pushed to the side, and all I can see is this man. And I don't know. And like I said, I don't know if he could have been a man, but he had on jeans, and he was barefoot, and he just, I don't know. I just saw it, and then next thing you know, Julie's like, he never saw him again because he wanted to say thank you to whoever, but he never saw him again. We don't know who he was, where he was. It could, And
Wow.
I've heard of stories like that.
I was
That's
real.
amazing.
I was real, not really skeptical on angels, but I never seen it firsthand. But it's just like, I guess when you yell that loud, like somebody has to come get you, and that might have been an angel,
Right.
Just so happened that night the Lord was listening. He sent somebody.
Exactly. If you want the real story, if you want the long version, that's Julie. Julie will tell you.
I tell you what, is something that really stands out there to me is I am absolutely fascinated by human nature. The the habits that humans get and that kind of thing, and just I don't know, it's just something that intrigues me. And the way that what you said there was, she looked for him because she wanted to say thank you, but he was gone. Humans, we have kind of a want to be a hero in a way.
Oh yeah.
So a normal person, they would have helped you out, and then they would have stayed around. Are you okay? You need something else, and that kind of thing. So that right there kind of definitely backs the claim of it being, a godsend, because
Right.
He helps you out and then he's gone.
Yeah, I would have stayed and strutted around the pool. I just saved Larry Elder is what I did.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you got your Superman cape and you're walking around.
Well, here's my thing. I explained that whole thing, and none of y'all joked about the black person that couldn't swim. So shame on you guys.
Trust me, I was thinking it, but I didn't say it, dude.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was a little bit scared too, because if anybody knows Byron, he's a big man.
Oh, he's a big old boy.
He can pile drive me with one fist.
Byron, I think you're a magnificent swimmer, my man.
I know Michael Phelps, but
But you are B.F. Lavelle, so that's what matters.
B.F. Lavelle.
that's right.
What I'm trying to do is just
awesome.
not get canceled on our first live show is what I'm trying to do. So,
I'll tell you what, man.
I've heard worse on worse podcasts. You guys are fine.
Good. What about your story, Phil? Whenever you and Teddy Ray and Jonathan were out in the back end.
oh, yeah.
That
You
one,
forgot about that
now
one.
that's one of those that I was thinking of.
I even had it in my notes, and I've
But,
quit looking at my notes a long time ago.
That's something that I kind of had in the back of my mind, but I was thinking, that's not something that was definite as, like, okay, this was something paranormal.
That was one of them you weren't sure.
I wasn't
But-
sure. I would say I'm about 90% sure, but I can't say.
Yeah.
But I will say, for a child, like, not to hear something that two adults heard,
Yeah, because
that was weird.
Well,
that
here's
was
what-
the main thing that caught my attention. You might as well tell the whole story.
here's what happened. So we went to there's over in a place called the Back End. Byron, you was just there for the family reunion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's this back end area. That's probably why they call it the back end. I mean, it is
Way back
what the
in
name
there.
suggests. And it's in Barber County, a very rural county, and then this is a very rural area of Barber County. Excuse me,
You were burping.
had to mute that and get that out. And there's always these stories that I heard growing up that there was all these haunted houses over there. My pap would tell me about them when we was over there for special doings and all this, that. And so we had heard that there was a haunted house back this dirt road, just back through the woods.
Yeah.
And so we decided, all right, me and John's over there one day, and we're like, we're going to go test this baby out. We're going to see what's back there.
Yeah.
Me and John and Ted was over there.
Wasn't it like some witch's house at one time, you thought?
I don't know what the story
I thought
was
you
behind
said
it.
it was some witch's house or something at one time. Yeah, I'm almost positive you
Phil.
told me that. Yeah.
Phil.
Yeah. Go
Hey,
ahead.
scary haunted house. Let's
Yeah.
go through.
Yeah, we had no business being there, Byron, but we decided to go. Because
Because let's make it very clear, me and Phil's not always had the best idea.
we're not known for our intelligence.
Your judgment can be off.
Yeah.
Look at that spooky house with everything falling apart. Let's go through there.
Yes, exactly.
Like I said,
Like, who in their right mind wants to do that?
you're exactly right.
My husband.
So we went back there.
No, we're not in our right minds.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
There you go.
You mark that down on your list, Byron.
Make sure you never follow us to the back
in
end.
Right mind. Exactly.
9/22 on the whatever day of July. Bill is not in his right mind. Put it in record.
Yeah.
So we went back there to go check this out. And we took the video camera and stuff. And what was even spookier was, remember that somebody made
Yeah.
like a scarecrow?
Yes.
And this is an abandoned house. And it's back. I mean, it is back in there. You got to go a long ways through the woods to get to this.
We all loaded up in Dad's truck. He had
Yeah.
Yep.
that 05 Dodge Ram,
Yep.
4-wheel drive. And I mean, he didn't have like mud tires on it or nothing, but they were good all season tires, and we almost got it stuck getting back in there.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's a
Man.
long ways back in there, and it is a rough road. I mean, it's an old road that they ain't even gravel anymore. It's just basically grass.
Yes.
And mud. So it's been a while since people were back in there.
Yep.
And then we're like, yeah, I think we'll go.
Yeah, let's go check it out. And some of these old timers, man, they's into some pretty wacky stuff. You hear some stories about some of the weird stuff they used to get into. But anyways, we go back there, we poke around, we got the video camera, and we don't see anything.
Nope.
Okay, so we're leaving, and we get about just basically out of sight of the house.
Yep.
Me and John sitting up front, we got the windows down. Ted's sitting in the back seat. Now, this might be why he didn't hear it. He didn't have his windows down. Okay?
Good point.
But we hear this unearthly scream, and I don't even know how to describe it. And I've had people tell me, it's like, you probably heard a bobcat. I'm like, nah. I've heard a bobcat. This was no bobcat.
This is the best way that I can describe this scream. Now, it started off sounding like what a woman would sound like or like a mountain lion scream. But it ended so loud that it echoed off of the hills around this area.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it did. And it almost sounded like a cross between a human and a machine.
Yes. Kind of almost had a train horn.
Yep.
Ooh.
Like an air horn effect.
Yep.
That's weird.
Along with it.
Wow.
Yes. It was full on just freaky.
Yeah. And it was almost like something was letting us know, okay, you come around here, you was curious. Now we're going to let you know on your way out.
That there was something
we's all,
here.
yeah.
Don't you come back now.
And then remember when we got back, because of course, Phil's always been fascinated with video cameras. So
Phil's always been a nerd.
We're going to say that.
Yeah.
Because I already got you good with the Scott Grover comment. So.
You.
Yeah, we didn't get the Scott Grover comment in there.
But so we had walked completely around this house. And it wasn't a great big house. One part of it was 2 stories. Then there was a little section off to the side. And I think it was only a single story, if I remember.
And we didn't go in. We was too scared to go in.
No, we didn't go in because it was in bad shape. I mean, there was boards missing out of the staircase and stuff. But this dummy, somebody had just taken an old pair of jeans and a flannel shirt, and had stuffed it, and had a real cheap like dollar store Halloween mask on it, and they had it sitting in a chair right there at the front window of the house.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so Phil just holds the video camera right on this dummy, because we're just there kind of looking at it, like
a dummy video of a dummy.
Like we're
oh boy.
Yeah, that was that.
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
So, we're wanting to see something.
Yep.
And I don't know why, because we would have messed our shorts.
Yes, we would have.
But
Yeah.
we
I
get
would have
back.
left my shorts too.
Exactly.
We get back, and of course, we're still terrified. It takes us probably 45 minutes to an hour to get back home.
Oh, yeah.
As far back as we was.
Yep.
And we get back, and so Phil throws the video up on the computer.
Yep.
And we can see it looks like this dummy is moving.
Yes, because doesn't Phil say, he says, and there's the dummy that someone put in there, and like right after he says that, the dummy like sways twice, is it?
Yes, it sways
Stop.
Forward
'Cause
and backwards twice.
Phil was holding the camera.
Yes.
And he's walking, like if you're looking at the window, the dummy's, and he's walking from left to right. And the camera's moving from left to right in a horizontal fashion.
Uh-huh.
And Phil, the dummy rather, both dummies.
No. Please specify which dummy you're talking about.
Yes, which one are you talking about?
Not PS dummy, the other dummy. That dummy, the scarecrow thing, is moving forward towards the camera. So that's what really freaked us out big time on that, was because the camera's moving one way and the dummy's coming the other.
Yes.
Now, thinking back about this, I can't tell if it's a glitch with the camera because it almost looks like some of the pixels mess up a little bit. I can't tell what it is.
Exactly. That's why I said that I couldn't be positive if this was a paranormal experience or not. Because now the scream, I'm 100% that was something.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced on that. There was something
that
weird
was
there.
something weird there. But as far as the dummy moving, I'm not sure. But boy, it sure freaks us out.
And when I seen the video was when I let loose of my bowels. I didn't do it in the woods.
Yes.
It happened on the couch when I was, rewatching the video back again. Yes, indeed. Guys, if we've been going here about an hour, we probably ought to start thinking about shutting her down. Just so you know, we've had this is our first time live streaming the show on Facebook. We've had people watching the whole time. We got some comments. We might as well read some of these comments for you. What do you think, guys?
Did Mariah did you have a story, Mariah?
Yeah, Mariah, we done ghosted Mariah here on it.
I really don't have anything.
That's pretty funny.
I do have a story really quick. Personal experience that I've had. There's like two different ones I've had. In Papua New Guinea, there was this girl. I was about 7 years old, and they said that she had seizures. And I guess a witch doctor had been trying to help her, but whenever they were rubbing like chicken blood and like certain things on her, Lord. And they had leaves that were pokey. And I remember my mom was there, and she said, "You're not getting any closer to this woman." And she said, you leave the room, you leave. And this girl was like writhing all over the floor, like convulsing. Mm-hmm. But whenever, when you have seizures, there's no control over the body. Like if you take your hand and put it over your face, if it falls directly and hits your face, they're actually having a seizure because they're like hurting themselves.
Right.
But and you can always see who's faking and who's not. This girl, whenever you touched her, she would actually just like jerk away from you. It was the weirdest situation I've ever seen because they were taking all these leaves and rubbing it all over her body and trying to get her to stop having this activity, whatever she was doing. But that was my first experience in Papua New Guinea. Second one was in California. We had a church camp, and there was this woman. She had the baggiest, longest clothes I've ever seen. Long braids, gray hair, and she had this patchwork bag. It looked like she'd taken rags and sewn them together. And she had these really thick books, I'm talking 3 inches thick, huge thick books in her bag. And she was sitting there, and then all of a sudden she was like, "You know what? I want to go to the altar and pray." And she was asking the Lord for forgiveness and stuff. And then all of a sudden, she just started shaking and sitting there in front of the altar and just started shaking her head like this.
Holy
and I'm
cow.
sitting on the front row, and I look at her and I went, "What is going on? This is weird." And right then, the pastor and evangelist, they said, "Anybody under 18 years old, you need to leave. Get out of here." She said, "Only those that are saved and sanctified need to be here." And so they started forming this circle around her, and this girl kept on shaking and stuff. Whenever someone touched her with the Bible, she would start screeching and screaming, and she reared backwards. It was the closest thing I've ever seen to an actual movie exorcist style. Jeez. It was the creepiest thing. And I said, their possession is real. That was the weirdest thing. And this lady afterwards, she disappeared. I never saw this woman again. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know if they dropped her off and told her not to come back, or she ran off into the woods. I don't know.
That's crazy. So the pastor basically just said, if you were under drinking age, you have to leave.
No, actually, Kanan is smoking, 18. Drinking's 21.
Real quick.
No, I said if you were under the age of drinking.
Yeah, basically.
So 18, so you're under the age of drinking.
Real quick, we just got a comment in here from old John Hopkins. He sent us. He said, "Ever been there when the old church folks prayed demons out of people? I always felt like I was about to become possessed. Scared the poo out of me."
It's true. It is true. It scares you.
110%.
100%, John Hopkins.
Yes.
So I tell you, I got another real quick one here. It's kind of funny. It's not necessarily a paranormal thing, but this was pretty fun. This happened to mine and Phil's dad.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody is real familiar with Valley Head, West Virginia, it is back in its day. It was a pretty booming little community. I mean, there was 8 bars. There was, I think, 3 restaurants, 5. There was 3 or 5 movie theaters. It was a pretty good place. It was a coal mining town. And so there's this little area of it called Cowtown. and there was a last name of a bunch of people that used to live there, and that's kind of how it got that name. And so this would have been back in the 50s, and this it was a real poor community. There wasn't any street lights in this area called Cowtown, and so our dad was walking back from one of those bars, and he was pretty well lit, and he's walking through this area, and there's no lights. And he said he just sees this figure walking towards him, and he said, he's got quite a few drinks in him, so he's not really thinking the best. He said so he just keeps walking his normal pace and just staring at this thing, and he just keeps walking, and they walk. He said they get right up to where they are face to face with each other, and they both stop. And he said he just standing there looking at this thing. He said then he just takes off, cuts around the right side of this thing, and said he takes off running down that road as hard as he can run. He said, I don't know what it was, but if it was headed the other direction as fast as I was going my direction, he said we put a lot of ground between us in a hurry.
Oh man! Oh,
I forgot there was one story that happened like recently, within the last 3 or 4 years, I would say. So we were living up on West Hill at Pap's old place, and it was like 5 o'clock, 5:15 in the afternoon, and we were doing some housework or whatever it was, cleaning up the living room, getting ready for dinner, and I'm talking to Phil, looking out the door, and there's these 2 like glass panes on either side of the door, and I look at the one, and then like all of a sudden I'm talking to Phil, and then I was like, whoa, and like I like freak out or something. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I saw someone who looked like Gran, like floating out that glass window. Like I was going right across the glass.
I remember that.
And Phil looked at me. He's like, "What? Are you okay?" And I said, "I just saw Gran." Like, and I didn't know what to say. Like, even to this day, it gives me chills.
Yeah, and I remember I was looking you straight in the face when you seen this.
Yes.
And you were terrified.
I was so scared. So scared.
Yeah.
And it was shortly after that. Big Papa had like things that would walk around the house knocking on all the walls at the exact same property.
Yep.
This is before the house was built. There were other experiences. Phil said it always felt like someone was like blowing in his face or like scaring him and going boo in his face, and he'd wake up like really scared.
You felt that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be falling asleep and it would feel like something was just like right in your face, would wake you up like whoa, like that.
Yeah.
Just like somebody was trying to spook you.
Weird stuff.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, we guys, if any Byron or Kane and Mariah, if you guys need to go ahead and leave, don't feel like you got to hang around. We'll read some comments and shut this thing down. So I know it's starting to get late.
I'll be here.
What's that, Byron?
I said I'll be here. I'm just chilling.
Okay, Kanan, what about you?
No, I'm all good. I just wanted to. Jonathan Allen Rigsby just posted one that is just hilarious.
I seen it. Go ahead and read it for me.
What is
It's
it?
like, what if I was under the influence of drinking? Technically, I have spirits in me. If that is the truth, I have had a lot of spirits in me at times. Dude, that is great. That's
Yep.
Some of them fine spirits.
Yeah, old John Rigsby, he's got some spirits in him, that's for sure.
So hard.
That was really good.
We love you, John. Thanks for. Let's read some of these comments, guys. We've been getting a lot of them here.
That's
Go
awesome.
boy.
Let's see. Kevin Bittner. I went to school with Kevin Bittner. I have not seen him since I went to Frankfurt High School with Kevin.
Okay.
And he said, "What a glorious beard, Phil. Haven't seen you since high school, but but hope you're doing great, bud." Same thing to you, Kevin. Me and Kevin used to eat lunch together sometimes, and
Aww.
Kevin was a nice guy.
Aww.
It was just you two, wasn't it?
What's that?
It was just you two, wasn't it?
Just you two. Did you share spaghetti?
Yeah, we'd have us one milkshake,
Ew,
two straws.
Ew. Not going there.
Me and old
Not going
Chevy
there.
Kevin.
No, not going there.
John Rigsby also posted, check it 1 2 3 1 2 3. Well, John's doing a sound check over there.
1, 2, 1, 2.
John and Kenny's also been lighting us up, talking about Conor McGregor's ankle snapping off. Wasn't that something? Holy cow!
Oh, that was bad,
was
man.
Drink more.
bad.
This happened because I was in class. Some of y'all know I'm in paramedic school right now, and we was in class, and we're doing cardiology right now. So,
Hate that.
hypo and hypercalcemia. When you get too much calcium in your system, can mess with your heart.
Yep.
And my instructor said, so make sure, boys and girls, drink all your milk and you can be like Conor McGregor.
Oh man!
Drink all your milk, boys and girls.
Dude, I seen one the other. I seen a meme the other day that had a picture of Conor McGregor and of course his leg or his ankle snapping, and it said, "Conor McGregor's legs can't even stand him."
Listen, if anybody had it coming, it was Conor McGregor.
Oh, 100%.
Oh man!
Oh, yes.
I watched some of his press conference before the show, before the fight. What a
He deserved
loudmouth
it.
punk!
Yeah.
Can't stand him.
that Khabib guy almost tried to kill him.
Well,
Yeah, he did.
And I don't know. One of the reporters asked a question, and he was doing it to make Conor mad. He's like, Conor, you've won exactly one fight since Barack Obama was president. He said, why should we think that this Saturday's going to be any different? And of course, Conor McGregor was just going berserk, It was great. It was great.
Well, did you see the meme that said it doesn't matter how you're feeling, that Joe Rogan or Dana White is going to get his interview?
That was Joe Rogan.
Was it Joe
Yeah.
Rogan? I can't tell him apart now that he shaved his head.
Yeah.
Like I can't keep him apart. But yeah, because it had three different fighters. The one was crying. One was like trying to, cheer because he just won the belt. And then there's Conor McGregor sitting there with his ankle busted.
Yep.
And he's trying to interview all of them.
Joe Rogan will get that interview, man. He's going to get it. We also got Josh Ranke was watching. I like Josh. Josh is a very nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh was watching. Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, Josh posted, enjoy the show. Y'all keep it up. We'll try our best, as long as Kanan don't say something to get us completely canceled.
This is all relying on Kanan being able to hold his tongue.
Yes. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Byron.
What's up with the merch?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the merch.
The merch. My wife has this dream of getting merch.
I do. I think we need to have merch.
Listen, I need a Hillbilly broadcast T-shirt with all 4 of y'all mugs on there.
Yes.
You would have people being offended by that T-shirt if it had my mug on it.
Yeah, maybe that's something we need to look into. But let's see what else we got here. John was also calling somebody else out. Philip Hamilton, if you don't say something, we gonna throw hands, bruh. That's what he said.
We got throw hands.
I think John Rigsby could give Conor McGregor a run for his money when it came to talking trash.
Dang, my brother can talk major smack.
John Rigsby's good at talking trash, man.
Dude, I think John Rigsby could probably give him a good run throwing hands, dude.
That's the fight I want to see right there.
Yeah,
My
dude.
brother.
We'll do pay-per-view for that fight.
Yeah, pay-per-view.
Yeah, that would too.
Well, the Hillbilly broadcast team with old BF Lavelle will do the commentating. We'll get this sucker up and running.
Location.
Dude, it'd be awesome.
So, wonder what this comment from Kenny is in reference to. It says, "Yay, Missy." Okay, that's the end of the show.
Is that what?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Is that what
Yay,
you
Missy. Okay, that's the end of the
Okay, that's all. We're shutting her down, boys.
Me. He
Well, we're
celebrates
done.
me.
We're done.
Hey, at least I know who my true fan is.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, guys, I think according to my timer on Facebook Live, we've been going for an hour and 21 minutes. This is by far the longest show we've done.
Wow.
So
This must
I'm
be
sorry.
an interesting topic for us. Or something.
It's great. I love it.
it's been a lot of fun. I like doing it live too. It's you can get some interaction with people.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
We might as well go ahead and take it around the table. John, you got anything you want to say shutting us down?
No, I don't believe so.
Miss, what about you?
No, I'm good.
Kanan, what about you, buddy?
I just want to say the stories I told earlier about the young lady that was at our camp. Last I knew, she gotten saved and was actually doing pretty well. So that's good news.
That is very good. Very good.
Happy ending, I guess you could say.
Very good. Mariah, we still got her there?
Yep, she's here.
Yep, we're good.
You got anything you want to close us out with there?
I do not.
Short and sweet and to the point.
Yeah, she's ready to go.
Yep, she's ready to roll. Byron, what about you, buddy?
I gotta be up at 4:00 in the morning, but y'all you do a wonderful job. You guys do a wonderful job. I love the podcast, and you can have me on anytime.
Well,
and I'll be available.
Byron, I thank you for coming on. We appreciate the kind words.
Thank you.
And dude,
Yes,
you're
thanks,
welcome
man.
on
Yeah.
anytime, man. Anytime.
Well, thank you.
It's been a
You know
ball
my
with you.
number.
Yeah, it's
And you
been
know who
great.
this is. And you know who this is. You know who this
You
is.
know who this is. I like that. Yeah, well, you know who this is.
Just
When you gonna let
one
me on that
time.
podcast?
Just one time, you have to say Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
There we go. There it was. One more time, we want to say thank you to Anchor.fm for being this sponsor of the podcast. You can go there. You can leave us a voice message. You can become a monthly supporter if you so desire. Don't forget, August the 7th, we'll be at Lurch Fest in Philippi. If that's it, we'll go ahead and shut her down, and we'll catch you next time on the Hillbilly Broadcast. We love you all. Thanks for watching. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, guys.